It is time. All rise. We shall begin. Yeah. Just go ahead and make your way up to the top of your mat. Take a few moments. Just continue to prepare for your practice, kind of getting yourself settled in, starting in the standing position. And as you begin to settle, first perhaps just feel the earth beneath you, the ground, making this connection, root and connect. Even take a moment to grip your mat with your toes, just to feel the texture of your mat beneath you. And as you make this connection, now begin to connect with breath. Perhaps starting with a full breath in and a complete breath out. Again, a nice full breath in, nice expansive inhale. And a complete release with the exhale. Good. And just continue this slow, steady pace of breath. Mindful breathing. You can even consider this a moment of meditation as you bring yourself to this moment, having arrived in the space and now being here. Slow, steady breaths. Feeling this deeper connection. And knowing that this resource of breath will help guide you through your practice. Perhaps even taking you deeper within. Knowing yourself more fully. As you take your next breath in, just feel breath rising to fill your lungs. A nice expansive inhale. And with the exhale this time, draw your belly button in towards your spine, connecting to your center. This being the abdominal lock, that light contraction of the abdominal muscles. Yeah. Another breath in to feel the lengthening of your spine. Breath rising, yes, to fill your lungs. Very good. And the exhale, that little pull inward. Some of our work today and our moving practice will involve some balance. So we want to have this nice, strong core system to help support our balancing poses. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Using these breaths to prepare your body to move. Remember, move at your own pace. Take your time. Rest whenever you need to, and modify any poses. Now, when you're ready, inhale, extend your arms overhead or reaching out and then up, reaching to the ceiling. Then exhale, we'll fold forward. So we're hinging at the hips with soft knees. Just slowly make your way down towards toes. You don't have to go all the way down. Maybe your hands land at your shins or ankles. Inhale, slide your hands up the legs a little bit. Only rise up halfway to half forward fold. On the exhale, either stay here or just slowly slide back down to a forward fold. You can stop at any point. And wherever you are, just noticing the sensations in your body. Our practice is about being more mindful, more connected, more aware of these subtle parts of ourselves. So notice what feels like a stretch, what feels like a release, what feels heavy in your body, what feels light in your body. Let's return to a half forward fold. So inhale and slide your hands back up to the shins or knees. Hold here at halfway. Exhale to connect. Just feel your feet root into the floor, just as you did in mountain pose before we started moving. Softness in the knees. Feel the natural engagement of your legs. Even continue to establish the core connection with your exhale. Let's finish standing all the way up by shifting weight into the heels. Bend your knees. Lifting the chest, outstretch your arms, and inhale, rise up, reach up high, and exhale, either bring your palms together down to your heart or your arms down to your side, either one. Just pause for a moment, take a breath. You can add some movement here as it feels good. We'll go through that half salute again. When you're ready, inhale, sweeping your arms out and up. Feel the lengthening through the sides of your body. Exhale, fold forward. Another good hinge from your hips. Yes, bend your knees and make your way down. Inhale, rise up halfway, sliding your hands up the legs to this halfway mark. On the exhale, again, stay here or slowly fold back down, partially or all the way. Same weight shift into your heels, bend your knees, lower your hips like you're sitting down. Lift your chest, outstretched arms. Inhale, rise up, reach up a little higher if you're able. Exhale, hands to heart or arms down to your side. Another pause, another breath. So we've added movement to our breathing. We're just going to continue to add movement. Our full sun salute. Inhale, sweeping your arms out and up. Good energy in your arms, hands, and fingers. Exhale, leading with heart, fold forward. Soft knees, guide your way down. Inhale, rise up halfway. Feel the top of your head lead you forward to feel that fully extended spine. On the exhale, fold. Come down, take your time. Bend knees, hands on the mat out in front of your feet so you can walk or step or even hop. Both feet back to the back end of your mat. Plank pose. Maybe your hips come to shoulder level. Hold for a moment. Very strong arms. Push hands into the mat. Inhale here. Then exhale, bend your knees a little. Send your hips up into the air while your chest and head sink between the arms. You'll be in downward facing dog. If you need to, make some adjustments with your feet, even your hands, and just settle into your pose. You can just be here with breath or add movement. Yes, maybe pedaling the feet like you're walking or riding a bicycle. Press one heel down as the other heel lifts. Yeah. Feel what's happening in your toes, the soles of your feet, your ankles, your calves. Feeling the knees bend. Your hips might shift side to side. And aware of the strength in your upper body as hands press into the earth, arms strong and straight. Let's take a breath in. And with the exhale, walk, step, or hop. Both feet return to the top of the mat. Coming back to our forward fold. From here, inhale, rise up halfway, or just feel the extended spine. Exhale, fold again. Weight shift into the heels, bend your knees. Inhale, we'll reverse the swan dive, coming all the way back up. Reach up a little higher. Let's keep it moving. On the exhale, take chair pose. Imagine you're sitting back and down into a seat. It could be a high seat like this, or even sitting down a little lower. Just getting into the legs a little bit. Let's breathe in. On the exhale, dive out of your seat, down towards toes, forward fold, continuing the flow. Inhale, rise up halfway to a flat back. Exhale, fold, bend your knees all the way down. Plant your hands into the ground, hop, step, or walk your feet back into plank pose. That same pause, strengthen the upper body, length through the rest of your body. Now you can take that same shortcut to down dog with your exhale or finish the push-up with the exhale. Bend your elbows, squeeze them in towards ribs, and lower your way down. You may come all the way down to the floor and inhale just to lift the chest, perhaps for a low cobra or locust, or even rise higher for your up dog. Then exhale, tuck toes, send hips into the sky, chest sinks between the arms, down dog. Adjust the feet, adjust your hands. Just come to the full posture. Let's add a lunge. Inhale, extend right leg up behind you. Reaching back, exhale it, step right foot to the top of the mat. It just lands behind the right hand is good. Turn left heel to the earth behind you. Be sure to shift your weight back into that foot. Light hand so you can rise up to a warrior one. Let's pause in warrior one. So we have a nice reaching sensation. We have a lunge, feeling some strength in the legs, starting a little opening in the hip flexor. One of the postures we'll be featuring will definitely open up this area more. Let's breathe in. Exhale, hinge and fold. Bring your hands back down to the floor. Slide right foot back, plank pose. Again, the shortcut to down dog is fine. Or finish the push-up. You can even bring knees to the floor first, then lower the chest. Create your back bend. Up dog is appropriate as well as cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Same thing, just step the feet and hands into place, fully arrive in your posture. And then when you're ready to move, inhale, extend left leg up and back. Yes. Exhale, let's step left foot to the top of the mat. You can take your time with these transitions. Right heel to the floor. There you go. Shifting the weight back so you can easily lift, rising up. Same thing. We're going to pause in our warrior one. The good reaching sensation. Yeah. Lunging. The torso is long and lifted. You're facing forward. And because that back leg is turned out, you might feel a light stretch in the hip flexor, upper thigh. Breathe in, ready to move. Exhale, fold. Bring your hands back down to the ground. Slide left foot back to meet the other. Complete your series as you'd like. Always okay to take the shortcut to down dog. Whenever we get to that plank pose part, you can move in any way to get you to down dog. Good. Let's just continue with our lunge sequence. Inhale, extend right leg up behind you. Reach. Okay. We're going to open the hip here by bending the right knee. Bring your heel down towards your backside a little. Yes. And then lifting the knee up towards the ceiling. Just a little lift is fine. And you'll feel the hips kind of turn or open towards the right side of the room. Hands still pressing firmly into the floor. Let's breathe in. Exhale, unwind from that rotation. Step right foot to the top of the mat. Left heel to the ground. Find your center, light hands, then you're ready to rise. Inhale. There's our warrior one. Exhale, opening up to the left side of the room as your arms come down to parallel. You'll be in warrior two. Adjust your feet, maximizing the strength in the legs, hip openers here. Outstretched arms, good energy. Let's shift forward, reaching out past the right knee and thigh. Rotate the arms. This will bring us to our side angle pose. Good. Some good breathing here as you feel this opening through chest, upper body, your hips. Now stay here, but bring your left hand down behind you, perhaps just to your low back. If you're able, maybe you can reach all the way around your body towards your right hip or thigh, or if that's too far or it's a little sensitive for your shoulder or elbow, place left hand on left hip. Another breath. All right, let's re-extend this left arm back up into the air. As you inhale, reach for the ceiling. Exhale, we'll turn towards the floor. We'll fold, bring your hands to the ground. Slide right foot back, plank pose. Just pause for a moment. Let's all take a shortcut to down dog. Just soft knees, send hips into the sky. Same thing, other side. Inhale, extend left leg straight up and back. Let's open the hips, so you'll bend your left knee. Bring your heel down as the knee lifts. Doesn't have to lift high. You'll feel a shift in the body. You'll turn slightly towards left side of the room. There you go. Nice press of the hands into the floor so your arms still feel strong. Breathe in. Exhale, unwind, step through. Left foot to the top of the mat. There's our landing. Right heel to the earth behind you. Find your center. You'll know because your hands will be light. You can hinge from hips, rise up past our first warrior, opening into a warrior two. Adjust feet. Even feel free, if it feels good, to take the feet farther apart, deeper lunge, stronger legs, tall torso. Outstretched arms, let's follow the left arm forward, angled upper body. Rotate the arms, reach high and low, knowing that you don't have to touch the ground with the left hand. The left arm might even be braced against the inner left thigh. Now we'll bring this right arm down behind you. Our default will just be to the low back. If you're able, just experiment with reaching around the body, touching left hip or thigh, or simply keeping right hand on right hip. So we want to get into the shoulders. We're working on the slight bind by getting the arm and shoulder behind us. Still moving, we'll inhale, re-extend right arm up into the air. Exhale, turn, fold, hands to the mat. Step back, plank pose. Another pause just for a moment of realignment. Another shortcut is fine to down dog. Take a breath here in down dog. Let's do a little floor work. Let's bring the knees to the ground. Sit back briefly in hero. Off to the side so we can swing the legs around to the front. Let's just stretch out the hamstrings a little bit. So let's keep the legs straight. Come to staff pose. We do that by flexing the feet to keep the legs active, nice and strong, straight as can be, but if you need to bend the knees, perfectly fine to bend the knees. Hands on the floor by your hips, just pushing down into the floor, yes, to extend the spine or just assist the torso lengthening. Shoulders roll back, opened heart. Even feel like your heart is being led forward and shoulders are being left behind. Couple breaths here in our staff pose. It's a very active position. Two more breaths. Just to initiate a little hamstring stretch, but we'll come out of this stretch by softening. We'll come to cobbler's pose or bound angle pose. That's the formal name. So the soles of the feet come together, bent knees. So bound is the binding. That's just your hands holding on to your legs or feet. Angle is just the bent knees. So bound angle pose. So nice and tall. We'll add a fold to this. We'll inhale, feel your body get taller and longer. Exhale, leading with your heart and chin going forward, just a little hinge. And just notice any change in sensation in the inner legs. You can stay at this angle, not even folding too much, or maybe going a little bit more, but even feel free to round your back, drop your chin. It'll just provide a little bit more space if you do want to go a little deeper into the fold. Just getting into our hips a little bit. All right, 3 more breaths in our bound angle pose, nicknamed cobbler's pose. If your back is rounded, start by lifting the chin to help re-extend spine, and then hinge your way back up to you're nice and tall. But then just keep leaning back slowly. We're going to convert this into a boat pose. As you're leaning back, bring the knees together. Adjust your feet. Your heels can stay on the floor. You can hold on to the knees here. So this could be your boat pose, or keep leaning back so you can just allow the feet to lift without much effort. You're just finding that balance so the feet just easily lift so it doesn't feel like you have to pick up your legs, okay? Just finding that balance. So we're here, maybe with free hands, or continue to hold on. Okay, remember our core connection. Part of our work today is some balance, so we want that core connection. We're going to move from here. Breathe in and exhale, cross legs. If you can, hands out in front. Get the feet back behind you or hands to the side and just swing the feet back behind you, plank pose. Okay, strong straight line of the body. Just take another shortcut to down dog. That's fine. We're going to go back to a standing position. Breathe in. Exhale, walk, step, or hop both feet up to the top of the mat. Here's our forward fold. Inhale, long spine, halfway lift. Exhale, fold again. Same weight, shift into the heels, bend your knees. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Let's come up, get nice and tall, reach up. Good. Exhale, arms down to your side. All right, getting the body warmed up. Kind of check in. Get a little circle with the shoulders. Roll them back a few times. Roll them forward. Even work down the body. Okay, we're going to get into some balance. So our first balancing pose, which is tree pose. All right, so finding mountain. Nice and tall with soft knees. Shift weight into your right foot. Be sure to plug into the ground there. And inhale, get tall, lengthen spine, fill up your lungs. Exhale through the mouth. And core connect, just like in boat pose. From here, we can pick up the left foot, flexing the foot, just like we did in that staff pose, keeps the leg strong. Swing the knee out to the side until it just naturally stops. It could be here. Placing foot on the inside of your standing leg. It could be up high, inner thigh, or below the knee, or even use the ground with your toes. Inhale, extend the arms straight up. Get tall, maybe even taller. Really reach with good effort. Just as we began our practice in mountain pose, we considered it a meditation. Tree pose, although a little bit more challenging, can also be considered a meditative posture because of the focus involved, concentrating on breath, the extension of the body, and even what we're looking at. Let's keep arms extended. We'll swing this left knee forward, lifting knee with the flexed foot. Plant the foot into the ground, arms down to your side. Again, shake all that loose. Letting go of any of that tension. And exhale. So you're ready for the other side. That's it. Mountain pose, grounded, connected. Soft knees, shifting weight into the left foot. Inhale, get tall, lengthen spine, fill your lungs. Exhale, connect. Then we're ready. Lifting right foot, flex the foot. And we're going to swing it out until it stops without forcing it to go further. You don't have to. Placing foot on the inside of your standing leg, high, medium, or low. We'll inhale to take the arms up. Good effort. Really reach. Just not up. They're going somewhere. Reach. And then reach more. Inhale to find that length. Exhale, keep connecting to your core system like boat. Focusing forward or even something on the floor to help you focus. That's the meditative component. That's it. Let's keep arms extended. We'll swing the right knee forward, lifting knee, flexed foot. Plant the foot, rebalance on 2 feet. Arms return to your side. We're done. You shake it loose, let it go. Nice, everybody. All right, let's keep it moving. Continue to move at your own pace, even though I might give faster instruction. Inhale, reaching high. Exhale, we'll take that chair pose again. Same weight shift into the hips and heels. Inhale. And exhale to dive out of your chair, back down towards toes, forward fold. Inhale, rising halfway, long flat back like a table. Exhale, fold, bend your knees, hands on the mat out in front of you. Hop or step back, plank pose. Come down if you'd like, Chaturanga Dandasana, or some variation of this flow to get you to downward facing dog. Don't forget about those modifications and variations. Once in down dog, we'll just continue the flow. Inhale, extend right leg up, bend and twist open. So bend the knee, little twist of the spine to open up towards the right side of the room. Inhale. And the exhale to come out of that rotation. Right foot steps forward to the top of the mat. Left heel to the earth behind you. Find your center. Rise when you're ready. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, our opening into warrior 2. Nice adjustment of feet. Yeah. Side angle, yes, there we go. Reaching out, tip it over, rotate the arms. Let's first just reach high up towards the ceiling and towards the floor with the right hand. And then left hand comes down behind you to low back. If you want to, just an option, maybe even bind the pose. Reaching underneath the right leg to find the left hand. Just an option today. Mainly just getting that left shoulder back, opening up through the chest. There you go. Let's inhale, re-extend the arms, floor to ceiling. Turn and fold, hands to the mat. Let's step back into plank pose. Let's pause here. We're going to add a posture here. Let's bring the right knee to the floor. This is where you might want to pad your right knee, folding your mat or place a blanket underneath. Swing your right foot off to the right side so it creates a kickstand for balance. Then reopen to the left side of the room towards the windows. Okay, we're in our side plank pose. Now you can stay just like this, but I'm going to give some other options to add on to it. First, you might shift forward towards your right hand so that you can lift your left foot up off the floor. And if you do decide to lift it, flex the foot. And then bring your left hand to your low back, just like you did in the side angle pose. Okay? A little challenging here. Roll that left shoulder back, that sense of opening up through the chest. Very different sensation. All right. You can set that left foot down. Let's re-extend the left arm up into the air. Turn towards the floor, left hand down, left knee to the floor. Let's bring that right kickstand back in. We'll be on hands and knees. Cat and cow. So inhale to cow pose. It's a back bend. Exhale to cat. Just rounding the spine. Do that a few more times just to feel this nice undulation through the spine, this movement of the pelvis, just creating space, some good mobility. And when you feel like you're feeling well lubricated through these joints and down through the spine, maybe your next inhale, when you come to cow, maybe hold it. Inhale, even exhale into cow. Or stay in cow. Inhale again while in cow. Then exhale into cat. And do the same thing. Hold cat for a full breath in and out. And after that, just return to a neutral tabletop position. Just return to down dog. So you might step your hands forward a little bit. Tuck your toes. Lift the knees off the ground. Send your hips into the air. Chest sinks between the arms. Same thing, other side. Inhale, extend left leg up and back. Bend and twist open. There it is. We'll unwind and step through. Left foot forward, right heel to the earth, setting yourself up for Warrior One. Take your time. Rising up, there it is. And exhale, opening to Warrior Two. Adjusting your stance, there it is. Side angle pose, reaching out, tip it over. We'll start with the left arm down, right hand reaching straight up. Inhale with that expression. And with the exhale, bring the right arm down behind you to low back, or left hip, or right hip. The sensation here is to pull the right shoulder back. Your pelvis might push forward towards the wall that you're facing. The back of your head kind of leans back into an imaginary wall. Remember that sensation. Release your bind. Inhale, re-extend the arms floor to ceiling. We'll turn and fold. Bring the hands back down to the floor. Step back, plank pose. Pause. All right, we're setting the left knee onto the floor, padded as needed. Let's swing that left foot off to the left side, and then side plank, opening up to the right side of the room. Kind of get settled in, stay here, or a little shift of weight forward towards the left hand to get some balance so that right foot can easily lift. Flexing the foot just keeps the leg strong so you can stay here. Right hand to low back. That same idea, rolling the shoulder back. Because your hand is where it is, push it forward so your hips feel like they're pushing towards the wall. Your back, the back of your head leans back into an imaginary wall. Set the right foot down, re-extend the right arm up, return to the earth with the right hand and then your right knee, bring that kickstand back in, settled into this tabletop posture. Return to the regular cat-cow flow. Inhale to cow. Exhale, cat. Maybe a few more times just to get this nice realignment. And you'll do the same thing where you'll pause in your cow pose for a full breath in and out. Inhale. Then exhale, round spine into cat. Hold for another full breath in and out. And return to a tabletop posture. Let's get off the hands for a moment. Let's go to child's pose. You might even take the knees a little wider. Sit back. Sit back into child's, but let's hope the battery lasts now. Holding for a moment in child's pose. Just like our mountain pose, even our tree pose, where we consider them meditative postures, this certainly can be considered a meditative pose. Even if you just need to take a break during a practice, just come down to this posture. Refocus, reconnect, recenter yourself. Let's take 2 more breaths. When you're ready to move, just take your time, rise to hero pose, just lifting the upper body. If you can hold here for a few more breaths, go ahead and stay here. Just for a little focus on the wrist, because we were in that forced flex for that time. Maybe counter that, flipping the hand down. I like to do light or gentle pulses, not hard, onto the floor or even to the other hand. So if you need a little relief for the wrist, flip it the other way. Okay, even wiggling the fingers, both here, okay, and even here, a little wiggle of the fingers. Another thing that can help is it's actually a qigong movement. It's a little breathing practice where you are bringing your hands in like this. It's a rotation through the wrists that could be a sense of relief too. Okay, let's come back to down dog. Take your time, hands out front, tuck toes, lifting knees and hips into the sky. Feel the extension of spine as well here. Relax the head. Take a breath in. Exhale, walk, step, or hop both feet up to the top of the mat. There's our forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Long spine. Exhale, fold again. Let's pause here for a moment. Let the head release. Even peek between the knees towards the wall behind you so you can feel the release of the neck, curvature of the spine, heaviness in the body. Or a nice forward fold because we're going to get into some more back bends. Shifting weight into the heels. Bend the knees, lifting and extend the spine. Arms out to the side. Inhale, rise up, reach up, get tall. Even pause here for an extra half a second. Then exhale, arms down to your side. Alrighty. Alrighty. Our featured pose is dancer pose. So it's a balancing position. It's a back bend. Okay. It also draws the arms back, so it opens the shoulder and chest. I'm going to turn this way. So just follow me. So starting a mountain pose, soft knees, shifting weight into the right foot. And we're going to kick the left foot back, just like that, okay? Now with the left hand, purposely just turn that arm out, okay? So you can really feel that rotation of the shoulder out. Because we're going to bring the hand, if you're able, to the inside edge of your foot, okay? So here, my leg pulled away, yours might too. Once you've got the foot, if you've got it, just squeeze it back in, hug it back into midline. And then extend your right arm up into the air. So there's our balance, and there's our shoulder work. Okay, here comes the back bend. Okay, we're going to start by bending the right knee. You're going to kind of go down, and then tip like you're starting to pour water out of a tea kettle. Then you're going to extend, reaching out with the right hand, but sending this left foot back a little bit. This is starting our dancer pose, which is the back bend portion. You can go again, bend the knee, go down, tip the tea kettle, then extend. As you extend, you're going to reach out and slightly up with this right hand and that left foot in hand. That creates more of a back bend. You can modify that. Now we're going to rise back up, squeezing inner thighs towards midline. Then release the left foot to the floor, both arms up into the air to help realign. And then arms down to your side. Yes. Shake all that loose. So it's kind of this multifaceted pose, balancing there's that hip flexor stretch too, back bend and shoulder. Okay, other side. Settle in, soft knees, shifting weight into the left foot, rooted and connected, right foot kicks back. Right arm out, intentionally rotate out. If you can, catch the inside edge. If it feels better to catch the outside edge, that's fine. Okay, inside edge. Hug to midline, squeeze. Left arm straight up. You can just stay here, just work the balance. Okay? Here comes the dancer pose. Bend the left knee, go down, tip, extend. Maybe this is the end. This is fine. You can go more if you want. Go down, tip, extend, lift. The higher you lift, the more you lift this left hand and right hand and foot behind you, the more of a back bend you create. Even though the legs are separated, you're still squeezing them towards midline. As we do now, we're going to rise up, squeezing to midline with the legs. Releasing right foot to the floor, both arms up, realign, finish, arms down to your side. Shake all that loose, all the way down to the feet. Okay? So we're going to do some other versions or variations of that similar kind of back bendy move. Mountain pose. Here we go. Inhale, reaching out and up. Exhale, chair pose again. Sitting back, maybe a little deeper, just getting into the legs and hips. Breathe in. Exhale, dive out of your chair towards toes. Monkey pose, long spine. Exhale, fold, bend the knees, hands to the mat, hop or step back. Plank pose, come down if you'd like, Chaturanga Dandasana. Always modify this if you need to. Up dog or some variation of a back bend. Downward facing dog. You can even slip in a child's pose in there, that's perfect. Adjust the feet and hands. Let's do a different lunge. Inhale, extend right leg straight up. Keep it straight, right foot to the top of the mat. Let's go to a high lunge this time. Left heel stays lifted, shifting weight back. Again, still finding center. So you have light hands so you can rise up to high lunge. I call this a balancing lunge because that back foot, of course, isn't firmly on the floor, so you might feel a little wobbly. Just as we did in our dancer pose, you had to, hug to midline, squeeze. You're doing the same thing here. Squeeze, hug in. Now we're going to rise up, straightening mostly this front leg. Pivot left heel to the floor to turn out of that leg, arms to parallel, ready for triangle. Now if your feet are too far apart here, you can always bring them closer together for triangle. Reach out over the right thigh, rotate. Here we're just going to keep everything extended. Straight legs, long torso, outstretched arms. Good breathing, yes. To come out of the pose, bend your right knee. Nice lunge, come up through warrior two to reverse your warrior. So right hand will reach up into the air. We can keep these arms extended, but we can add that same kind of shoulder work and bind work. So options, you can bring this right hand just to the back of your head or down to your neck or even lower. Left arm can wear it like a belt just across the waistline, or start walking the fingers up the spine. Maybe the fingers meet. But this is fine here. Unbind, re-extend the arms, a big windmill or cartwheel around and down to the floor in front, back to plank pose. Finish your push-up or any variation of a flow. So all that little binding we did in that reversed warrior, again, getting into our shoulders a little bit. Up dog, downward facing dog. Okay. Second side, inhale, extend left leg straight up and back. And exhale, left foot to the top of the mat. Right heel stays lifted for our high lunge. Take your time, find center, hinge your way up. Good. There's a reaching up, there's a lunging low, but don't forget to hug to midline. Inner thighs, like you're holding on to something between the knees. Okay, then keep rising to straighten that front leg mostly. Pivot that right heel to the floor, that leg turns out, arms drop down to parallel. Change foot position if you need to. Triangle, reach out, tip it over. Reach up, reach down, opening. Breathing. Good. Coming out of the pose, let's bend the left knee. Gives us good leverage. So we can come up, pass through warrior two, reverse your warrior. Reaching up with the left hand, right hand kind of reaching down, or right hand's on hip. Stay here, or let's work those shoulders again. Left hand to the back of your head, or neck, or down the spine. Right arm, just wear it like a belt, just across the belt line, or start climbing up the spine. You certainly notice this in the shoulders. I know I do. Okay, unbind, re-extend, and here's our big windmill or cartwheel around and down. Even that's good for the shoulders there. Around and down to the floor. Slide left foot back, plank pose. Find a way to get you to down dog. Chaturanga Dandasana into up dog, or even your shortcut, or some variation of a flow. Let's keep it moving. Original sequence with an add-on. Inhale, extend right leg up, bend and twist. Unwind, step through. Right foot to the top of the mat, left heel to the floor this time, setting yourself up for warrior one. Plant the feet, light hands, rise up. Exhale, opening warrior two. Here, see if you can take the feet a little wider. Side angle pose, reach out, rotate. Reach high and low. Same thing, left arm will come down behind you. Because the left hand is at your low back, just push it forward like you're sending your pelvis towards the window. The back of your head leaning back into an imaginary wall. Re-extend left arm straight up. Inhale. Exhale, turn, fold, hands to the floor. Back to our plank pose. Pause. Realigning. Right knee to the ground, pat it as you need to. Swing right foot out. Yeah, and just reopen to the left side of the room. It's the same thing. Okay. All right, a little shift forward into the right hand so you can lift the left foot with ease, flex the foot. This time, take the left arm overhead, reach towards the front of the room through the fingers so you really feel this nice extension because we're going to create a back bend here, kind of like dancer pose. So bend the left knee, bring your heel towards backside, left arm or hand reaching behind you. If you can, either just touch the left heel or just grab the air if you can't reach your foot, or if you can grab the foot or ankle. And see if you can create more of a back bend. You're just sending that foot even towards the wall behind you. Yes. Slowly release, re-extend the leg, and re-extend the left arm overhead. So you draw that straight line again. Then return to the earth. Okay. Here's our tabletop, return to cat-cow. Getting that fluidity through the spine and pelvis. Keeping that mobility. Let's get set for the other side. Pause in a tabletop posture. Step hands forward, tuck toes, lift your knees and hips, downward facing dog. Long spine. Inhale, extend left leg into the air, bend and twist. Unwind, step through, left foot to the top of the mat, right heel to the earth. Find your center, rising up. Exhale, opening warrior two. A little wider with the feet if you can. Nice lunge. Side angle, reach out, tip it over, rotate the arms. Reach high and low. Right arm down behind you to low back is good. Okay, the optional bind. Okay. The right hand to low back is perfect for this. Continuing, let's re-extend the arms, floor to ceiling with an inhale. Exhale, turn and fold, hands to the floor, back to our plank pose. Pause for a moment. Gently set left knee onto the floor, pat it. Left foot swings out to the side, reopen to the right side of the room, side plank. Let's set ourselves up. Shifting weight into the left hand so you can float the right foot off the floor, flexing the foot, right arm reaching overhead towards the front wall. Yes, you can get this extension first, then we'll create the back bend. Yes, bend the right knee, heel towards backside. Now a little trick, if you can't reach your foot, bring your knee towards your front, okay? Like you're doing a forward fold, and then you can probably catch the ankle and then send the ankle back behind you, creating that back bend. To create more of that back bend feel in this posture, imagine that you could actually take your head and foot behind you and they'll meet. Like you can bring your foot right to the head. Slow and careful release of the bind. Re-extend the limbs. Strong straight line, and then return to the earth. Hand, knee, bring the kickstand back in. Tabletop posture, cat-cow. Maybe a few of those, and then feel free to sit back into child's pose. If you need to relieve the wrist, do that first or afterward, after your child's pose. And while you are in child's pose, just notice you're kind of doing two things at once as far as your spine is concerned. Okay, sometimes there's a natural curve of the spine, that's perfect, but there's also a natural lengthening happening at the same time. And that's what we want here. So we certainly want some spinal relief with that extension and a little curve since we just did back bends. We're going to do another back bend, kind of a variation of what we've been already doing. 3 more breaths. Take your time. When you're complete with your third breath, you can rise to hero, If you need to relieve the wrists in any style, please do so, because we're going to be on our hands again. Okay, so you might want to give them a little counter movement as needed. Okay, tiger pose is our next position. So follow me. We're going to return to hands and knees. You're going to inhale to cow. That's the back bend. Exhale into cat. Hold cat. Keep breathing, but just hold this rounded spine. This will change. You're going to shift your weight over to your right hand and right knee. Extend your left leg back behind you, but keep the toes on the floor. And then shift your weight back over to your left hand. Then extend your right hand forward. This will start to extend the spine. Now the foot, the toes behind you, they can stay on the floor, but if you can, just lift them just barely off the floor so the leg doesn't have to lift high. This is spinal balance. So lifting opposite limbs. There is a really good extension quality in the lifted limbs, but left hand really reaching or pressing firmly into the floor. Here comes the back bend, tiger pose. Bend the left knee, heel towards backside. Swing this right arm around to the back. See if you can touch the heel or grab the foot. If you've got a hold of the foot, you're going to lift that foot towards ceiling. Send your gaze forward. Look forward. Send your heart forward. Okay? And this is that back bend. As that foot lifts, that right shoulder being drawn back. Yes. Very powerful pose. Soften. Release, extend back to the spinal balance. Reach and bring hand and knee to the floor. Let's get off the hands. Sit back, hero. Let's give that left hand especially a little love. Yeah. So spinal balance takes us to that back bend. And if you can't reach the foot, what did I just do here? Okay, it might even be something like this. Maybe the foot can stay on the floor. You're just reaching back, or maybe you got a bent knee, but not really reaching. Okay. All right. Whenever you're ready, other side. Back to our hands and knees. Starting with cow. That's the back bend. Inhale. Exhale into cat. Really take advantage of this nice rounded spine. Hold. We're shifting weight over to the left hand and left knee. Extend right leg back, keeping the toes on the floor. Let's shift the weight back into the right hand. That should free up the left hand so you can extend it forward. This starts the re-extension of spine, but really continue to feel your belly button pull up towards spine. Maybe lifting right foot up off the floor as you're able. There's our spinal balance. Really reach with effort. Try the back bend, tiger pose. Bend the right knee. Swing that left arm around. Touch the heel or grab ankle or foot. And as you're able, send that foot straight up towards ceiling. Look forward. Right hand rooted into the earth, keeping that right arm strong. Yes. Softening, releasing, return to spinal balance, extend. Left hand, right knee to the earth, child's pose. Or hero to relieve the hands and wrists, and then a child's pose. Taking advantage of the rounded and extended spine after being in these dynamic back bends. Again, these multifaceted poses that work various parts of the body. Let's take 3 more breaths. Stay here longer if you do need more time in this restful moment. When you're ready to move, take your time. Maybe just rise up slowly to hero, but we're coming right out of that pose to slide off the heels to the ground. We'll swing the legs around to the front. Maybe scoot so you're sitting in the center of your mat, so you have room behind you. Let's roll down onto the back. Let's start with a forward fold. That's just bringing the knees towards your body. If you need more of a curve or a roundedness in the back, lift your head off the floor, send chest and chin towards knees. Add movement as it feels good. Lifting the upper body does take some effort, but you can always just relax and just lie flat. Let's do a bridge pose, and you can keep it simple. First, just set the feet onto the floor. If you happen to have a block that's nearby, grab it, lift the hips off the floor, and if you want, slide a block underneath you to sit on. You can even turn the block up one notch, so you're not too low, but you're not too high either. Or just lift the hips and hold there. But just want to open the body, open the front body, a nice back bend, but using the block as a nice supportive way to be in the pose. If you're not using a block or don't have a block, just keep the hips low, maybe just sitting in your hands. Maybe the hands kind of like a little seat. All right, if you are on a block, we're going to fire up this pose just by lifting up off the block. Okay, off the block, lift as high as it feels good to you, so you can feel the engaged legs, hip flexors, hamstrings, and glutes. Once you have that sensation, soften and come down to the earth. All the way down slowly and carefully. Once you've landed, extend the legs out front, reach the arms behind you, reach and stretch. From here, let's return to this little hugging sensation. Draw the knees into chest. A light flex of the feet. Let's take the legs wide. We're moving towards happy baby pose, but you can stop here. Just take the legs wide and just hold here. You don't have to kick the feet up. This is just an option. It kind of looks like frog's legs. You can stay here or kick the feet up, reach up, grab hold of the ankles or the soles of your feet, and you'll be in happy baby pose. You can just hold in stillness, just experience the hip release. If you slowly rock left and right, just adds a little bit more sensation. One more hip opener. Let's bring the soles of the feet together for reclining cobbler's pose or Supta Baddha Konasana, reclining bound angle pose. We did this seated, and we're just doing it lying down. So you're holding on to the feet. That's the binding part. With some effort, little effort, send the heels or press the heels down towards the pelvis, while your knees or legs kind of push forward towards the front edge of your mat. It's as if you were seated and trying to bring your knees to the floor. Long spine, 2 more breaths. We'll finish with a twist. Release the feet, bring the knees together. We'll start by sending the knees over to the left side of the room. Extend your right arm to the right side of the room. This is a spinal twist. We did spinal balance. This is our spinal twist. Just to get into the low back, hips, but you might even feel this in other parts of your body. So once again, just like some of the other poses, notice the other subtle sensations beyond the more obvious ones. Two more breaths. Stay here longer if you'd like to stay here longer on this side. And when you are complete, just return to center. You might pause in center just for that spinal realignment, and then take the twist on to the other side. 2 more breaths. And when you feel complete, take your time, slowly and carefully return to center. Perhaps one more hug of the knees in toward your body. If there's any other movements, poses, postures you'd like to insert here, please do. Otherwise, if you feel complete with your moving practice, return now to your next and final meditative pose. It could be Shavasana or any other restorative position that will help you to relax your entire body, your mind, moving into this meditative state. Return to the awareness of your breath. First, just simply be aware that you are breathing. Feel breath move through your entire body. And although quiet, listen to the sound of your breath. And with this awareness, take 5 slow, steady breaths. Continue to nurture your entire body with this breathing effort. Hold on to this sense of relaxation, meditation. Having moved through a practice that targeted, focused on several parts of our bodies, balancing, hip openers, back bends, shoulder work. Feel movement return to your body. And as it returns, take your time. Move as slowly as you can. Roll to one side of your body. You might even pause there in that nurturing pose. And then continue the steady movement. Press into the floor to help lift yourself up, slowly making your way to a seated position. Once you're here, just one last movement together. Inhale and extend your arms out and all the way up. As you exhale, bring your palms together and down to your heart space. Once here, take another full breath in and out on your own. And as we come to the close of our practice together, we bow, saying, Namaste. Namaste. Thank you so much for watching and participating in this yoga lesson. To help us with the channel so we can continue to bring you more content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's really appreciated. Namaste.